This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
This verdict is so important for everybody because this was a national case. Everybody's listening. So I want everybody to know when you get behind the wheel, you are held accountable.
New at 11, we're hearing from the mother of 3 children killed at their bus stop in Fulton County. Her message comes just after the jury found the driver who struck the kids guilty of all charges. Good evening to you. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starrentino. We first brought you the verdict in the Alyssa Shepard trial on the news at 7.
Now we're hearing reaction. It's been almost 1 year since Shepard hit and killed 9-year-old Olivia Stahl and her 6-year-old twin brothers, Mason and Xavier Engel, at their bus stop in Rochester. Jurors convicted Shepard of 3 counts of reckless homicide, 1 count of passing a school bus causing injury, and 1 count of criminal recklessness resulting in serious bodily injury. Shepard told police she saw flashing lights the morning of the crash, but did not realize it was a school bus until the kids were in front of her. Brittany Stahl, the children's mother, does not believe Shepard is remorseful.
What I want to tell you as a mother, from one mother to another, when I was sitting up there giving my testimony, I looked at her straight in the eyes because you just want some feeling, you just want something. And she gave nothing. I was crying, telling them how I found my sons in the road, and she had no remorse, no emotion, just cold. And that hurt worse because she's a mother herself. And she acted as if my kids were in her way, and if they were, they kind of ruined her life, and she ruined ours.
The biggest thing with it is, the total lack of braking, the amount of distance that was covered, and seeing something in the roadway on a Tuesday morning when it's school time and just barreling right into it, not slowing down, we felt like was just unacceptable.
This case prompted state lawmakers to pass new school bus safety legislation. A 4th child was seriously injured in the crash but survived. Sentencing is now set for December 18th.
And working for you, an Indianapolis homeowner says a neighborhood drainage issue is a flood disaster waiting to happen.
I called you guys. I thought maybe you could get the city to do something.
Phil Stark says he has called the Mayor's Action Center trying to get help clearing a ditch that runs behind his house, but says no one has come to fix it. Now he is calling RTV6, and our Cameron Riddle is getting answers.
The neighbors along Thrush Drive say this is a problem. We're in a drainage ditch, which they say when it rains starts to flood their backyards because of this sudden grown forest in their backyards. Now they want the city to do something about it.
But from here down, they don't take care of it.
Phil Stark and his wife Joyce have lived in their West Side home for nearly 30 years. He says in that time, the ditch behind his house has probably been cleared twice by the city, but has otherwise been maintained by neighbors. But over time, fewer neighbors started putting in the work, and now the once cleared drainage ditch has grown into a forest of shrubs and fallen trees.
The problem is that there's been so much overgrowth that when it rains and people put stuff in the creek they're not supposed to, all this overgrowth and the trees growing from the easement, it works like a dam, and it plugs everything up and it causes the water to come way up.
Stark says he's called the Mayor's Action Center a number of times, but his calls haven't led to any success.
They transferred me to code violation. They put in through forestry. They said to go back to Mayor's Action Line, but that's going back and forth. So I got tired of it. So I called you guys.
RTV6 checked with the Mayor's Action Center and learned the homeowners are responsible for clearing the ditch as their property line ends at the center of that ditch. A city spokesperson sent us a letter residents were given last year, reminding them that the overgrown forest is their responsibility. Stark says overgrown shrubs and trees have grown into a mess that those residents can no longer handle on their own. He's hoping the city steps in with the proper equipment to clear a path before that water that should be in the ditch reaches his home.
The people aren't going to go down there. I'm not going to go in there and clean, especially when it's wet. Now, if it dries up, I don't even have anything that I don't have a weed eater to get in and do that, or a sickle. I mean, they've had people volunteer to go along the river and pick up garbage from White River. Why can't they have a group of volunteers come out and clean this up?
Working for you on the west side, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Cameron, thank you. Now to the forecast. Here's a live look outside from our tower camera in downtown Indianapolis. A clear night out there. Kevin joining us now, helping you get ready for the weekend. Kevin.
That's right. It's our Friday night forecast. The core of the cool air is leaving the state. Frost advisories, freeze warnings off to the east. For us, temperature about ready to drop into the 30s in spots. We'll still have some light patchy frost. 41 in Kokomo, temperature 8 degrees warmer in Indy right now. Bloomington's at 43. First thing in the morning, you'll wake up to temperatures upper 30s to lower 40s. Again, if we see any frost, it will be patchy. Tomorrow, the predicted high 68. You see where the record is. It can get warm this time of the year. At least we're warming up. Temperature by noon 59. Lots of sunshine until mid to late afternoon when clouds begin to increase. 68 will be the high. We'll talk about the changes for Sunday, and what happens Monday will be our focus as well.
New at 11, more violence in downtown Indianapolis, this time at the city's most well-known landmark. You can see police cars lining Monument Circle from our tower camera. Officers were called to a shooting on the circle just after 8:30 this evening. The victim was stable when first responders took him to the hospital. Now, this comes less than a month after 6 people were shot near the Steak and Shake on Maryland Street in the heart of downtown. Also tonight, a 24-year-old woman was taken to the hospital in critical condition after a fire at a home just west of downtown. Firefighters were called to Lynn Drive just after 6:30 this evening. Neighbors told crews they saw the woman in her backyard covered in soot. She told them she had things under control, so they left. For some reason, she went back into the burning home.
The search continues at this hour for a convicted murderer who escaped from house arrest. Police say Jamie Adams was on home detention in Delaware County for possession of methamphetamine. They say he has been missing since October 3rd when he cut and removed his electronic ankle monitor. Adams has a criminal history spanning back to his teen years when he was convicted of murdering a man in 1991. If you see him, call 911. And Metro Police want to know if you recognize this SUV believed to be involved in a hit and run. Police think the driver hit a man on Madison Avenue near Southport Road around 6 this morning. The vehicle is described as a silver or gray GMC Envoy between model years 2002 to 2009 with damage to the passenger side headlight and bumper area. After the initial accident, an Indigo bus hit the man a second time. He died at the scene.
Today, hundreds of people packed a church in Kokomo to pay their respects to an Indiana State Trooper. Trooper Peter Stephen died in a crash in Tippecanoe County last Friday. The 27-year-old served with the department for 4 years. He was married with a 5-month-old daughter. His wife shared a message for her late husband at today's funeral service.
I couldn't have asked for a better husband and best friend in this lifetime. You made all my dreams come true. But most importantly, thank you for making my dream of becoming a mom come true.
Police say Trooper Stephen was driving to assist another trooper when he veered off of Old State Road 25 and died.
Coming up, people dealing with a problem you may be facing in your own neighborhood. Share a message for drivers.
It's weeknight of Friday Football Frenzy, and Brownsburg is ready to go, right? On senior night, no less. Scores and highlights coming up. How about the Bulldogs? Yeah!
See you guys soon. From hot water hose to a moving mishap. Working for you, here's some problems that got resolved after RTV6 got involved.
This is the hot water not running.
Tiffany Strait and her neighbors have had to make do without any hot water. I tried calling and emailing Barrett Asset Management. They're the ones who manage this property. No one picked up the phone, and the email was sent back to me as undeliverable.
After you guys came, water heater was here the next day. Sometimes somebody just needs that extra, you need to be doing this, you're not doing this, you're falling short. We do have hot water now.
The couple is seeing results after reaching out to RTV6 for help.
The longtime Perry Township couple packed their belongings, put their house up for sale, and found a place to live in Winter Haven, Florida. But the near-perfect move turned sour after learning the truck carrying everything they own is still parked in Indianapolis. The Johnsons say they were assured their belongings would arrive in Florida on the 5th at the earliest, way before Brandon starts his new job on the 12th. But tonight, their most important item, this big green toolbox holding all of Brandon's tools, is still sitting in a parking lot nearly 1,000 miles away.
I have to have my box there so I can start working on the buses.
We called the movie moving company trying to get answers, but the supervisor wouldn't answer any of my questions. But just minutes after talking to me, that same supervisor called the Johnsons, offering them a full refund and helped make arrangements for the Johnsons to pick up their stuff themselves.
$99 this week only at Ashley Home Store.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Welcome back. Construction creating safety concerns. It's an issue for people across central Indiana, including neighbors who live near Main Street and Guilford Road in Carmel. They say a project to build a roundabout at that intersection has drivers cutting through their neighborhood to get to Carmel Middle School. Homeowners are worried about children walking to and from school amid the extra traffic and speeding drivers.
They're just going really fast. They're not paying attention. We have no sidewalks on Sherman, so the kids walking to their bus stop have to walk in the street. And that's really dangerous.
I think it would help to have more speed bumps until it's more under control. I mean, the speed limit on this street is only 15 or 20, and people drive down the street 40, 50.
The city says this neighborhood used to have speed bumps, but people successfully petitioned to remove them in 2006 because they were a nuisance. Construction on the roundabout is expected to finish by the end of the year.
Stepping out in style, that was the theme of a benefit at the JW Marriott tonight for Dress for Success. The annual dinner, fashion show, and party raises money for the organization. Dress for Success provides professional clothes for women, many who are getting back into the workforce. But the nonprofit is about more than looks. It also provides career coaching and development.
I think there are so many women that are down on their luck, that have not had all the opportunities. Dress for Success gives them that chance. Gives them that chance so they can feel good about themselves.
Our own Rafael Sanchez emceed tonight's event. Dress for Success is celebrating its 20th year in central Indiana.
There's a tropical storm down along the Gulf of Mexico south of New Orleans. It will cut across the southeast U.S. quickly this weekend. That's the good news. It will not be a tremendous rainmaker. For us, dry weekend, we turn our attention then to Monday. A strong storm system will be to our west. In this southerly flow, temperatures will jump into the 70s. We'll have some severe storm potential. Notice I said some. It's too early to tell exactly how significant. Damaging wind would be the main threat, and I think any thunderstorms will produce gusts above the 30 miles per hour, obviously, that we'd have throughout the day. So those will be independent of any thunderstorms. This is 7 o'clock Monday evening ahead of the cold front, and beneficial rain may be part of this as well. Temperatures this weekend, 68 tomorrow, just a little bit warmer on Sunday. I think the shower chance is pretty low tomorrow. We may see clouds increase late afternoon into Saturday night. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, still decent sunshine. You see the gray of the cloud cover starting to increase, especially in the western half of the state. Average temperature this time of the year, 65. 68, that's our predicted high. We mentioned the record that's in the 80s. We'll have a nice south breeze. Homecoming tomorrow up in Muncie, Ball State. 61 degrees at noon. Clouds increase as we get to the afternoon hours, but a great day to be on campus. Temperatures in the upper 60s. A little warmer, consistently warmer for us on Sunday. Temperature should climb 70 or above. That's the temperature that we'll hang with as we get to Monday as well. Lower 70s. That comes with rain and that increasing chance for thunderstorms. Thunderstorms Monday with temperatures in the 70s lead to the much cooler temperatures as we get to Tuesday and even Wednesday, but we'll dry out. Here's your 7-day forecast. As we mentioned, 68 tomorrow. Notice there are no frosty mornings ahead. Most low temperatures will be in the 40s and temperatures settling back into the low 60s in the middle of next week. Guess what? Your wait is over. It is time for football highlights.
From RTV6, this is Friday Football Frenzy.
Here we go. Pair of unbeatens. Lutheran making the trip up to Traders Point Christian, and Traders Point in the dark unis. Kai Johnson into the end zone. Traders Point up 13-7. Lutheran marches right back down the field. Marcus McFadden here up the gut. Then we got a fumble all of a sudden. There is a ton of scoring in this game, and Filipovich falls on it. Led to another Lutheran touchdown. McBadden with the score. Lutheran, plenty of points in this one as they win 63-27. Finish the regular season at 8-0. Good evening to you. Welcome to the Where Has the Season Gone edition of Friday Football Frenzy. Regular season finale tonight. Sectionals for classes 1 through 4. They begin next week. But here's the thing tonight. A ton of these games helping decide conference championships. And it begins with Dave's home video.
Oh, no reason to stay too warmed up, especially after the weather we had last Friday. Gorgeous conditions here at Ben Davis as what could result in a 4-way tie for the MIC championship. North Central is going to have something to say about that, though. If they win this one against BD, they win their first ever outright MIC championship in high school football. See what happens. This is going to be a good one.
And really a defensive battle. Both teams doing their job. And Ben Davis slowly putting together some yards in the second half. Olajuwon Hassel here with the direct snap. 2-yard score. Giants add to it, the 2-point conversion. Then the fourth, Trent Gibson, the spin move, and then the draw to Hassel. 13-yard score. Ben Davis wins 23-7. Carmel defeats Lawrence Central 20-7. So it's a 4-way tie tonight for the MIC championship between North Central, Ben Davis, Warren Central, and Carmel. Jason Simmons, happy afterwards.
I'm proud of our seniors. You know, it was a battle-tested group. We were 3-7 a year ago. Certainly took a beating in the offseason, took a beating when we were 1-3, and our guys just stayed the course. And you know, here we are, sitting here, at 5-4 going into the bye week, and you know, we're co-conference champions, or however you're going to cut that trophy up into 4 pieces.
Taste of the Brownsburg fight song as things are heating up here on the west side. Brownsburg and Hamilton Southeastern on senior night, and that includes a couple of the senior cheerleaders. Always an emotional night, but right now the Bulldogs are thinking about the postseason. Sectional play starts up here in a couple of weeks, trying to get a little momentum. And oh, by the way, they're doing pretty well against Hamilton Southeastern. They won the last 3 over the Royals.
And a good atmosphere, and I like this. Brownsburg with the slow walkout of the tunnel. A little intimidating. I like a little swagger. And how about John Hart, Brownsburg head coach, picked up his 300th career win last Friday. Congratulations, coach. And Brownsburg up 3-0 problems here. The Ben Easters tries to go over the middle. Jake Houston here steps in front of it. Hamilton Southeastern back to the 25, making the 20-yard line. HSC in business. Very next play. Watch this. Handoff. DeAndre Rhodes reverse, tosses to a wide-open Nathan Wolf. 20-yard score. What a play. Royals take the lead. Brownsburg fighting back. Eastern goes up top. Watch this diving grab by Preston Terrell down at the 5. 3 plays later, Donovan Marcus around the left side. Great game all night. Goes to the Royals, though, as they snap that losing streak on the west side. 28-25, wrapping up Dave's home video. Well, to Tech tonight, 5A number 3 Cathedral hosting Center Grove. Austin Watson with a couple of field goals to give CG a 6-0 lead. First touchdown of the game, Orrin Edwards and David Perry. 45-yard score. Edwards 139 yards in the TD. Irish take a 7-6 lead in the third quarter. The game winner right here. Dalen Hall gets the ball at the 3-yard line. Cuts up the sideline. Has to cut back at the 50. Dalen Hall, this unbelievable 93-yard touchdown run. Hall with 18 carries, 175 yards. Cathedral hangs on 14-9. Irish improved to 7-2. CG off next week. They're now 4-5. Back to the conference championships. 2 big wins being decided on the south side. Brad Brown with the stories of the Mid-State and Conference Indiana.
Big play! Franklin's amazing run put them in position to play for a conference title tonight, but it was host Decatur Central with a 6-point halftime lead. They added to it on their first possession of the third quarter. Kenny Tracy found the end zone for the 4th time after scoring 3 TDs in the first half. Hawks go up 13, and they went big on their next possession. Peyton Horsley's pass went up and over all the defenders. Only Matt Cook out there to make the grab, and 80 yards later he's in for the score as DC goes up by 20. Franklin was not done just yet. Senior quarterback Drew Byerly with a strong run to the pylon. He's in for 6 as the Grizzly Cubs trying to make a final charge. But the Kenny Tracy Show got a fourth quarter encore, dragging defenders to the goal line for his 5th touchdown of the game. The Decatur defense did its part as well. The 4th straight mid-state title for the Hawks in a 41-21 win.
I think in the past we've only had like star players, but like this team we have like everybody is buying in, everybody is good enough, and everybody's like working hard. Everybody want to get better, everybody want to succeed, everybody want to get somewhere. So I think everybody is buying in and it's just working out for us.
Down at Southport, the Cardinals hosted Bloomington North in a matchup for the Conference Indiana Trophy. The Cardinals marched right down the field to start it off. Ryan Lazan with a nice little touch pass to Carson Moore for the opening touchdown. North kicked a field goal, then took their first lead. A dynamite run by senior Xavier Trueblood. A little something extra for the defender at the finish. The team so evenly matched went all the way to overtime tonight. Bloomington North wins at 34-31. First time they've clinched the CI title in football. Brad Brown.
Hey, Brad, thanks. Couple more for you. Another big showdown. 5A number 1 New Pal at 4A number 9 Delta. Share of the Hoosier Heritage Conference on the line. Here we go. Charlie Spiegel, 58-yard score. Spiegel ties the state's scoring record with 952 career points. He'll break it in the sectionals. Want New Pal to pass? Well, here you go. Lincoln Raw, little RPO, finds Jared Manley. 48-yard touchdown. New Pal in a route. 49-13. Roth here. He'll come up with a keeper. They're now 9-0 as they claim yet another conference title. Roth right through and the score. Let's finish it off for you. Back in 6A, 9th-ranked Fishers hosting Zionsville. Zionsville and White senior quarterback Cole Wiseman fires at the slant, wide open Brody Whitesell. Ton of scoring in this one as well. Zionsville up 28-21 to Fishers with 14 unanswered. Sophomore Dominic Oliverio here with the short score. Fishers hangs on 42-35 as they improve to 7-2. They get the week off next week.
Can't believe it.
Wow.
Zipped through.
Regular season over with already in high school football sectionals next week.
It went by so fast. All right. Well, coming up, as companies across the country struggle to hire qualified workers, one expert shares his strategy on how to fix the shortage.
Notorious for giggling in the middle of it.
Hiring Hoosiers is committed to connecting you to career opportunities, including job training, education, and other resources. Businesses across the country are struggling to find workers. A new report shows a growing labor shortage due to baby boomers retiring and not enough younger workers to replace them. David Kelly, Chief Global Strategist with JP Morgan Chase, has some ideas on how to address the issue. He suggests making a 3-year college degrees more available, delaying eligibility for Medicare benefits to retirees until 1 year until the age of 66 there, and increasing legal immigration.
So what you need to do, in fact, over the next decade is increase immigration, maybe from 1 million a year to 2 million a year. If you did that, you could actually grow the working age population.
The labor shortage is being felt in all sectors, but especially in education. According to September federal labor statistics, there's currently a 307,000 job shortfall in public education that can't keep up with growing student enrollment. Many applicants are staying away because of low pay and lack of resources. For more information on any career-related opportunity you see on RTV6, go to hiringhoosiers.com. We'll be right back.
2019 Murano.
Welcome back. If you're looking to add a new pet to your family, Indianapolis Animal Care Services hopes you consider adopting a pet in need. IACS is completely out of space for cats and dogs, so adoptions are currently free. If you can't give a pet a forever home, you can help by volunteering or donating. For more info, go to the RTV6 app and click on this story. I mean, you saw that cat's face. Take them home.
Right. Oh, you go for one and you come home with several. Yeah, that's one way to do it.
Yes.
Cats don't like water, and there won't be rain this weekend. Right. Temperatures, they'll be in the upper 60s, lower 70s on Sunday. Have a good weekend.
I like how you spun that.
Yeah, I do my best.
It's going to be a nice one. Enjoy.
Have a great weekend, everybody.